So there was a period of debauchery in a way, and that can be and must be said, especially since I was thinking Marcel Proust and his famous, well, I hope it is still famous with new generations reading different things and not reading much. Anyway, is what the fate of this roman fleuve, impressive magnum opus will be. For now, it is, or it was a few years ago, the best. It was considered with Ulysses the best work, at least of the last century. So, well, he says, after longtemps, je me suis couché de bonne heure. À peine ma bougie éteinte. Yeah, that with time we become a different person. I don't think he says that with the cells, and it's another perhaps studies, but maybe I didn't even read it in a novel. But cells change, and as they change every few years, we become a different body. I mean, with somebody else, and then this changes, and so to come full circle, I have nothing to do with that guy who was pathetically debauched and decadent and perverse and I don't know what. So no merits can be appropriated, and then little of the blame. The latter part shouldn't be. I mean, I shouldn't take it easily. I mean, I should assume and say that I realize that many things done have been wrong, silly, superficial, showing various issues, fear complex, insecurity, sense of what's the name of that? Inadequacy, and complex of inferiority, maybe surely arrogance at times, and the environment, the standards, this macho society. Man is in my in my family, the rooster is the rooster that is singing, not the hen. I remember this was this. Potolește-te! This was not Saudi Arabia, which even Saudi Arabia is allowing women to drive now. So that's a big change. You know, what a wonderful freedom! What a wonderful world. Louis Armstrong. So no, it wasn't that bad, but still, it was sexist, and it surely still is, even if to a smaller degree. One can only hope, and yes, surely we move on with the times, even if with different speeds. So there was this. I mean, you reflect what is happening around you. In fact, Aristotle said something that can be summarized, I guess, in we are what we regularly do. So excellence is a question of practice, habits, and we are also, studies show, very much influenced and to to an important extent, the image of the 5 people we see most frequently. So, okay, I was trying to be the rooster and the male and the seducer and follow the example of, I don't know, Don Giovanni, Don Juan Casanova. They were the boys, they were the men to emulate, to follow. So in that, this was part of the campaign to try and also make up for the lost time. I mean, as I said, it was only when I was 19 or 20, I can't even remember that, but it was after a long wait of frustration and not knowing that I started having coitus. So, and after that, there were some years of termina experiencing of and trying to learn through experience, through perhaps applying without knowing the Tal Ben-Shahar, Harvard professor of positive psychology. The most popular courses ever are his, and you can find them on YouTube. He said, learn to fail or fail to learn. So I learned to fail a lot. And come to think of it, since I mentioned that, this thing with the sex and many sexual experiences and encounters was I learned to fail. I learned to fail because it would have been on many levels, more meaningful. I mean, it would have been meaningful to have 1, 2 experiences and then settle down and find the other half of Plato. Okay, the perfect spirit, the woman with whom to communicate and share and see things in the same light for many of them, and then when different, to complete each other. If you have a different view, it's not that thing where you clash. Oh, no, this is not this. It's so. No, it's the other. And I will not get into this description of what is the perfect marriage, relationship, or love affair. I'll just say that since that wasn't really fitting, even if and when it seemed that, okay, I found a beauty queen and she's perfect, that was the thought. We'll get there, and I will try and see how this seems in these notes, because I think this is the main purpose, and I hope some of it will be achieved, to try and talk to someone virtually. There is no one there, but still, that's the concept. I'm trying and sharing the experience with someone. Now that it looks like very few are there and watching, nobody up to this point, I keep repeating this. That's maybe to the maybe better, because with more it could get awkward. Let's not get into that now. So there will be a series of episodes, which I guess I will try and start relating here. Even if not many. For one thing, first of all, much of it is gone. Some of them will come back in a Brownian movement manner. I mean, they will be aleatory. They will be without. They will not follow a timeline. I mean, this has happened on 22nd of July, 1990. The big leap forward came, and no way. It will just ring a bell in the head, and then I will say it like now. I'm remembering one of those strange sexual encounters I was with Adrian, my cousin, and for some years the best friend. Then he touch it and the bloom is gone. It's like in Oscar Wilde. Ignorance is like a delicate exotic fruit. Touch it and the bloom is gone. So he was poof, he was gone. When was that? In 1992, maybe. So he's in Argentina now. So I was with him in the youth reserve in Costinăști, and this is where we fooled around a lot. I mean, it was paradise in so many ways, sexual. But then that evening, it was an evening. We were coming from somewhere, Constanța maybe. We met Cristi Bucurenci, another guy. He would be a business partner for a while, years later. Doing some wool clothing. Wool was it, or some strange material, texture. Anyway, we're not there yet. So we didn't fuck anything that day. So this is not vivid. I see it with my eyes now, but some elements are there counterintuitively, because it's one of the strangest, quickest sexual encounters I've ever had. That's for sure. So in that, yes, there is an element here to keep it inside, different from others. But otherwise, why do I remember? I don't know. So it was evening. We were coming from on one of the main streets, from, let's say, from the main road, which is connecting Constanța to Mangalia, and and one of the busiest in the resort at that time. So we saw two overweight girls ahead. Fat is not allowed anymore, even if that's not so. I hope it's not so demeaning now because of what I'm about to say. So we found some interest in what was ahead. Okay, so it wasn't like we dismissed them. No, we said, okay, so we see them and they're not the most attractive we've seen and will see in the next days, but how about this? We go and we say, let's have sex, and if it's okay, they say okay, then okay. If they say no, then no. I mean, it's not like we lost a wonderful opportunity, and that's what we did. We went, we said, we thought we invite you to our room, and because we only had one of our rooms, and they said yes, and it happened.